unusually smooth.
That was nice.
That's the first time. Took me 7 months, I think.
Beautiful.
It's The Hang with Mike and Matt. Welcome. Oh, we're not on. I forgot to hit the button. No, I did.
Okay, all right. I feel like I just had I feel like this is what a stroke victim feels like. When their faces, like...
Did you get a bunch of Novocaine?
They did something where they numb you up and then they shoot more into you to numb you even more.
Yeah.
So now
did they numb you with a needle in the mouth?
Yeah. They shake your cheeks and then they put the needle in there and they did it
outside or inside?
Inside.
Yeah, it's the worst. The worst pain is the shots at the dentist. When they get getting a needle into your gums.
Oh my God! I don't. Yeah,
it's like.
And I'm trying to be. By the way, I just came back from there, so I apologize if I talk a little weird or something, or if I spill my drink everywhere.
Quirky the mush mouth.
Yeah, quirky the mush mouth.
Whatever it takes.
But yeah, man, that was dentists are wizards. I mean, I don't know what kind of because you're laid back, so you don't really know necessarily what they're doing. You just you're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
They're just like
shitty ride.
Yeah, you just hear.
Did you have cavities?
I had one cavity and then I had to get like a filling replacement. I don't even know. Literally, I don't even know what it was. Couldn't tell you. They're just like, okay, you need to do this. I was like, okay.
It's all lies. Don't believe it. I don't go to the dentist anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And I take good care of my teeth. And I can't even remember. Like, if you go to the dentist, I can tell you have a cavity.
Yeah.
I haven't been in 10, 15 years. And my teeth aren't rotting out of my head. It's a scam. It's a scam.
See, I don't know either way. But...
It's a scam.
I would... Well, I don't know. But
obviously.
They're pretty talented people. That I do know. Whether it's a scam or not, I don't know. But to see them... working, right?
That's a tiny workspace. That's a tiny workspace in people's mouth.
Yeah, and then she's got those glasses on with microscope glasses, so she's getting a deeper look at stuff. And then occasionally she's like, "You okay, Matt?" And I'm like, "Yep, I'm okay."
Yeah.
But meanwhile, my hands are inside my sweatshirt, just sweating. My palms are sweaty. I'm like, I got it.
You're not a dentist guy.
I'm not anything like that guy.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the dentist, and I don't like it. But I just quit going because it's like, I got this fake tooth here.
Oh, you got a fake tooth?
It's from almost 50 years old. Jesus. And it was a temporary crown. And he put a metal post in there and he glued it up, and it's come out a couple times and they've glued it back up. And I was like, all right, it's not the right color, and it's got a little space up here, and it looks like
I wouldn't notice that.
It's like, yeah, I don't know if you can see the top of it. It's a little dark there where they put something in it. Probably got tea stains on it. But it's like and then the price, it was like ridiculous. And then the guys goes, so what we're going to do is we're going to pack it. We're going to pack it with cadaver bone.
Yes.
And I went, okay, nice knowing you. I'm out.
But again, that's where anybody in the dental field, they're wizards, dude. Like who even came up with that idea?
Cadaver bone.
Yeah. Like
no, I'm not. Then you come back 3 weeks later. You have AIDS. And
a dead person's bones in your mouth.
Yeah, you have a dead person's bone. And by the way, he had AIDS. So I had the appointment and everything, and I was like, at the last minute, I'm like, I ain't doing it. So I got this thing's worked for 50 years. It falls out, I'll glue it back in.
Glue it back in.
Super glue.
There you go.
It's right on the post. But you were stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
The dreaded traffic around here. You know what it is? There was an accident on the interstate, and they had to use the what do they call it? The medevac or
Bay Flight?
The Bay Flight, which is the biggest scam ever. Because
these things are so cool, though. I mean, you don't want to be a part of it, but it is pretty sweet looking.
You're talking, $10,000-$15,000 helicopter ride.
That I believe.
I mean, I had a
I would say at least, right?
I had a $15,000 rabies shot.
Yeah.
3 months ago. So I imagine the plane rides, helicopter rides are probably $20K at least, right?
Well, I mean, and then you have other times where they use the Bay flight kind of with your rabies shot, or they do like the snake venom, and they got to fly just the venom. So it's not even like a patient that's in there or a victim of a car accident. Where it's just a little vial of venom, and they got to fly it from point A to B.
You must, because you must have it. You must have it immediately.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think it's like we're talking about this cluster F, because Donna was supposed to open up like at 9 on Wednesday, and there was a big medevac accident right in front of her shop.
Okay.
So we were all an hour late. And she's like, he looked fine, and they weren't in any rush. They got to make that money. You got a helicopter, you can't not use it. You got to. How much is a helicopter pilot making? Sitting here in the coffee room, he's making a lot of money, right?
Just waiting.
Yeah. So they got. He's got a broken leg. Medevac.
There's a services called, when I was a kid, I don't know if it's still around or not, I believe it was called CareFlight. And CareFlight ran a fleet of airplanes and jets and all this kind of stuff, and they would fly into countries where ordinarily you have a tough time getting medical attention or getting out or whatever. And it was almost that thing, but you felt like you'd have to be a multi-millionaire in order for your family to be like, CareFlight, yes, go grab my husband in Morocco quick.
I thought you were going to say it was like a volunteer kind of free thing.
Oh no, it's a business.
You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
I think.
I would think so. Yeah, but they would take these planes down and fly them into places, and be able to get the person out and back here to get proper care or whatever.
Have you seen that guy? I think he's local, who goes and rescues people all over, like from the Ukraine and from Israel.
I know who you're talking
about. He flies in, and like they do missions. Like they'll go, they go deep into these countries, and he rescues them. I think it's for free. He's just I'm sure he's getting paid somehow.
I never know if those things are a work or not.
No idea.
Because how are they just cruising in and out of there?
It's probably all a money deal. Hey man, we'll give you 10 G's, let us in. Everything's a money deal. Why don't you shut that light up?
Sure.
Because I forget.
Oh yeah, is it this one? Whoa! Oh, we're setting the mood now.
Setting the mood.
Wow. Thanks. Sorry again for being a little late.
No, we were right on time. We started right at 6:30.
If you're right on time, you're late. That's my.
Who says that?
I don't know.
That sounds like a famous person's.
I really don't know. It does sound like
that can be your time. That can be your.
That'll be my quote.
I think it is. Any successful person shows up 15 minutes early.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not me. I'm not. I try to get there right on time.
Right on time. I know. Yep. There's the Ricky Bobby saying, if you're not first, you're last. Yeah. There's that whole thing.
But there's definitely somebody who's like, if you're on time, you're late. Yeah. That's definitely a thing.
Definitely a corporate mantra. I did watch the Daytona 500.
I did too. I don't watch racing, but I watch.
Me either.
But I watched the Daytona 500 because it's like Americana.
And there was nothing else on.
There's nothing else on too. I don't watch the whole thing too. I watch some, then I'll walk away. It's like I'm not sitting. How long is that thing? Like 4 hours or something. I'm not sitting for that.
Yeah.
But I watched it. It wasn't like the ending. I don't know. Got you, because I don't know any of the drivers anymore. It's kind of like, I don't know. I don't care who wins. I don't know Reddick and all these names I didn't know.
Well, you know what I had to do to make it interesting? Place a bet.
Oh, my God.
Yes. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Did you win?
No. But I was like, okay, well, at least this will make it exciting, right? At least this, a little skin in the game. So now I got somebody to root for, because like you, I don't know any of these drivers.
You got money on Joey Logano. It's like, go Joey Logano, yeah.
Right. I had money on.
He got screwed too.
Oh, they all got screwed with that 8 laps to go. But my guy, I think the 12 car, I think his last name's Blanton or something.
Sounds close.
Something like that.
Something like that.
But I bet on him when he was back in like 17th place or something going.
You can bet like during the race?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's constantly, you can do the whole thing.
Right to the last finish line.
Yeah. So now I'm like 8, but then it got, 8 laps to go. Everything's going to get squirrely, but he had moved up to like 5th. So I'm going, he's getting ready to make his move, but I'm going, these cars are jam-packed in there tight. And again, I don't know anything about racing at all, but I know that that's a recipe for disaster.
It's a racing deal. That's all you know. It's a racing deal.
And then
it's going to pop off. Every year, I think. It's, the last lap, the last year, there's a giant crash at Daytona because they're like, F it.
Yeah.
checkers or wreckers.
But I'm going, I should have never bet on NASCAR because you got too many drivers and too many variables. Like at least like football, it's one or the other. NASCAR, you got to pick one driver
to avoid all that stuff.
Yeah, to avoid all the mess. I'm not doing that again. No way.
It's a crapshoot.
It's
like roulette.
Total crapshoot.
Yeah. But I watched it.
I did too. I wouldn't have watched it if it was on Sunday, but they had moved it due to the weather delay. So it was like Monday with nothing to do or something like that.
Yeah, it was Monday.
So
like, that's probably why I watched it. And did you see The Rock intro it?
I did not.
He was I guess the grandmaster or whatever. So he comes out and he's just bloated. He's
bloated or roided up.
He's roided up, bloated. I mean, just like it's like unnatural how many. But his bicep is as big as my torso. He's just like blown up. You ever seen those guys with the fake biceps?
Yes,
his were bigger than that.
Dude, I hate standing next to men like that. It just makes you feel so like
in their tight shirts,
inferior. Yeah, I don't. I think The Rock is heel now. I'm sure.
Is he?
I would imagine somebody in chat or somebody knows for sure. But I think because he's gearing up for WrestleMania. But I think what happened is he was supposed to go into this WrestleMania being a babyface.
Yeah.
But then the crowd was like, wanted another guy to be the babyface. So the crowd kind of turned on him. So The Rock is going, oh, now I got to go heel. Like, I don't think The Rock was trying to go heel, but now he's been like forced to go heel. And I haven't seen nobody not like The Rock in like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's always been
the baby face.
He was a heel like way back in the day. Yeah, all that. But
because now I just happened to tune into Friday Night Raw.
No, you've got it all wrong. It's Monday Night Raw.
No, it was Friday Night Raw.
That's Friday night. They do a Raw on Fridays too.
They did this Friday. I just, there's like 10 minutes till I was going to watch the news. I was like, oh, there's 10 more minutes of Raw, and I hit it, and The Rock comes out, and he's cutting a promo. It's in Salt Lake City, and he's cutting a promo on the people of Salt Lake City, calling them trailer trash and inbred and everything. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
He's going full heel.
So he looked like he was full heel. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. He's talking about some guy baby facing in the match. It's supposed to be, and this guy's story is he's gonna have to battle Roman Reigns. This Cody guy, I don't know.
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know what he was talking about, but I did enjoy him trash talking to people of Salt Lake City.
He was always great at that.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, the guy's good. He's blowed up, man.
Dude, the gas, the sauce that guy's on has got to be incredible. Like to watch his regimen on a daily basis. Not even because I mean, look, you still got to work out, right? If you're not just going to get big if you take steroids. You got to do something.
Now, how do you think like you have to work out like you did before? Like if your body, but because like did you see Mel Gibson when he was on The Growth?
Mel Gibson?
Like I saw
like Passion of the Christ Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I saw a picture of Mel Gibson like maybe 5-6 years ago, and he was like,
oh, you mean like Braveheart Mel Gibson or
no? Recently.
Oh, recently, no.
Like 5 or 6 years ago. No, yeah, recent photo.
Stallone is still jacked.
See, they're all on the human growth.
God bless him.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably. I'd be curious to see how long these guys live. Maybe they'll live even longer than you thought.
Well, you're right.
It might be good for you.
That's the thing.
Steroids work.
Look at The Rock. I mean, you said it best. He's huge, right? But he's not exactly a young guy anymore.
How old is he? Is he in his? I'd say he's 51.
You going 51?
I'm going 51.
All right, hold on.
It might be too old. No?
Let me see.
It might be too old. Yeah.
I'm going to go 53.
Oh.
Let's see.
Because he's as old as Warren Sapp.
Oh, right? He's 51.
Whoa.
You're spot on. Yeah, 51. Yeah.
Donna, she came home with some kind of deal the other day. She hates me because I can guess. I'm like a good guesser. She came up with some deal. She puts it on and she goes, all right, now how much do you think that was? And I was like, $35. And she went, fuck you. And I was like, how much was it? $35.
That's one of your quirks.
That's one of my quirks.
You got to be on the Price is Right. You got to do the whole Price is Right thing.
I said I'm going to get a job at the fair guessing people's weight. That's my talent, right? In parody songs.
I wonder if you're still allowed to do that. I don't know if they still do that or not.
No, you can't.
That could be some sort of shaming, weight shaming.
That's what I want. I want to hear. I want to hear the dunk tank clown in 2024. What do you say?
Hey, you look pretty good today. Maybe not as good as you looked yesterday, but you still look pretty nice.
Still pretty good. Or because not only you have to worry about people, like somebody's going to shoot you because people like have that short fuse, and everybody's packing a gun. So I don't think I'd be a dunk tank clown.
No, man, that guy had bulletproof glass for real. I told you this before when I went up and I was doing a gig there years ago, and I walked up to the side and we were chatting and everything, and yeah, he had bulletproof glass on the front. I don't know if they still do that now, but at that time,
I don't blame him.
You got maniacs out there.
You could just sit there like that. The guy's just blasting you. Yeah, high and dry.
Until he walks around the side or catches you burning a heater in the parking lot, and then you're done for.
Yeah, probably not. Of course, you always, you get to leave town. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You can piss the guy off, and he's like, he's after you. Well, see ya. We're going 100 miles up the road.
Well, a lot of the carnies, obviously, if you're from this area, they live in what's called Gibsonton around here, which I don't know if that's the case, but still, as it was back in the day, I don't know if they've expanded their reach as far as like where these circus and carny workers live, but
Gibsonton, pretty much.
I wonder if it's kind of like when the Rays have like a home game and they're going, we get to sleep in our own bed tonight. I wonder if when the carnies come to town here, they're like, not doing this RV thing. I'm going to my other RV.
Yeah. After 50 weeks on the road.
Yeah.
My 2 weeks in Gibsonton. Is it River? What is it? Is it in there? Is it just Gibsonton?
That's traditionally what I've heard.
Yeah, it's a huge place for retired carnies. Like a lot of them are retired. It's a mix of both. But I don't know why. I guess they go to be with their own. The Lobster Man. Where are you going to go? You go to Gibsonton and people are like, "Hey, Lobster Man!" And like everybody else, they're like, Lobster Man."
Yeah, you gotta live amongst your
own kind. It's not nice.
Well, how much do they make?
I don't know.
That's what I'm curious of.
I have no. That's when I need to go to the fair and ask some questions.
How much do you make?
Hey, zipper operator.
What do you do for fun?
Yeah, how long are you on the road? How much you make? Sleep around from city. Just have like babies in 50 cities in America.
I don't even know how how they get paid. Is it daily? Like, because if you get a ticket to a ride, and you present the ticket, does the guy actually do anything with the tickets? Does he even care? Is it just I
don't know.
I need to figure out this carny world.
You turn in your tickets, and if you're a kick-ass ride, you get a bunch of money, and if you're...
But what if you get stuck with working a shit ride?
You might have to work your way up. You start off on the little motorcycles, the little 4-year-olds motorcycles. You start off, it takes years to get to the top of Carney Town.
They used to do those like marathon rides where you would have like 5 listeners or whatever, and it's like, who can stay on this ride for 9 hours?
Yeah.
I don't think they do that anymore, but for a while that was like a big thing.
I don't think they do anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, remember the woman who died from drinking water?
Oh, yeah.
So, the contest was who can drink the most water. And, people back then nobody until now, after this contest, knew that there was such a thing as water toxicity. And if you drink too much water, you can die. And this lady drank a crap ton of water, and then she died and didn't get her journey tickets.
Or her PS5, or her PS2 or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah, so they don't do none of that stuff no more, I don't think.
I think you're right,
Putting your hand on the car for 3 days to see who can hold on to the car the longest.
We did a promotion back in the day, and we were giving away a car, and it was like 50 listeners each get a key, whichever key starts the car kind of thing.
Yeah.
And of course, you want that key to be one of the last ones, right? You want to build the hype. You want to make sure the person who's like 48th is going to win it, right? Like that's kind of the idea.
Exactly.
For this one, however they did it, I don't know. But like the third person in line just cranked it up, and that just ruined it. Yeah, everybody else is like,
You got to know how to work.
Yeah. Got to know how to work. I don't even know. There's the Segway show again. We're off on tangents.
I don't know talking about giving away cars.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
We have Emerson Johnson subscribed for 56 months. That might be as deep as you can get. Appreciate it, Emerson Johnson. We have Buzzy's Moist Red Rocket. His gift Buzzy's Moist Red Rocket has gifted a tier 1 sub. That's 192.
Woo! I feel like UFC fighters should numb their cheeks like I have from the dentist.
Maybe they do.
Like you wouldn't. Like I don't feel anything right now.
Your flesh is just hanging off your face, and you just keep fighting.
Yeah, you would have no clue.
I was watching the UFC Saturday, and man, I like to watch the women fight because it seems more brutal than the men. It's just beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah, it's not cat fights, that's for sure. Like before, when you're like
brutal.
In middle school and high school, and you saw a women fight, you're like, oh, chick fight, and it's like, oh, this is gonna be cute. And you see some hair get pulled, maybe a blouse get tugged on. You hope to see a nipple pop out, and then everybody moves on.
These girls,
yeah,
they beat the
they're beasts.
fuck out of each other. I mean. If you're a girl, it's like if I was a woman with long hair, it's like don't ever get in a fight because anybody who knows what they're doing grabs that hair and then you just get wailed upon and there's nothing you can do because they got your hair. I see it in every fight video on the internet. You see it.
Yep.
It's just women getting their hair pulled and just the crap beaten out of them.
Have you ever seen the video? There's a typical dude fight, right? But there's like three dudes beating up this one guy, and his pants are like sagging down, and then one guy's just comes up behind him and shoves his middle finger right up his ass. And that was the thing that got the guy most freaked out about anything. Like, forget about the punches he was taking to the head or anything. It was the one guy just coming up and giving him a...
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's pretty good.
But I've seen it a lot in dogs. Like, if there's a dog, like, attacking somebody, they say, if you put your finger up the butt, the dog's, he's like, that's the only thing that get.
How are you going to do that though? How are you going to sneak up?
Well, like a pit bull is like they're hyper focused on locking their jaws on you.
Okay.
So if he's got his locked jaw, you just give him the whoop, and he's just like freaks him out, and they let go. Allegedly, I've seen the videos of it though.
You going to try it? I wouldn't try it.
You don't remember?
I wouldn't remember. Wouldn't try it, even if I knew. That's like that whole thing.
I would. I don't give a shit about sticking my finger up. Like I've never done it before, but if it was going to stop something, I have no problem. I just stick it right up.
Just don't hang around with pit bulls.
Oh, I don't either.
No, I don't.
But you never know when you're going to come across a pit bull, and you might need to stick your finger up its ass, Matt.
It's true. It's true. I should really learn that life skill.
But it's like
integrate.
But when things happen, like when my big dog was trying to get that raccoon, and I was tackling him. Didn't think to see. I was in perfect position. Right, I was on the lower half.
You could have used your life hack.
And but you don't think of it. You're just like You don't think of wink.
Well,
I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna try it.
They also tell you when to punch a shark in the nose if he's coming. It's like, okay, if a shark, that's the last thing I'm thinking about is going, all right, let me gear up and punch this shark right in the nose.
I'm like,
come on. Yeah.
Sheer terror.
I'm hoping that I just don't get my legs ripped off.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever successfully fended off a large shark attack. Any shark over like 6 or 7 feet. I don't know. It's got to be. See, it's it's not like I'm so afraid to die. I don't want to die in a horrible manner. And to me, getting attacked by a shark is like a bad way to die because you live your last 2 minutes of your life terrified and bleeding out. That's a bad way to go. You're terrified. It's a nightmare scenario, and you're also just bleeding out. You got half a torso. It's not good.
Even like,
die that way.
What's the best result you've seen typically from a nasty shark? Not a baby one like a little nipping at your heel or something like that, but like a bad one. Like the best result is they drag you on the beach. Your leg is gone. They take a tourniquet that's made out of a beach blanket. And they just try to stop the bleeding.
Save you.
That's like a great outcome in that situation, which is like weird.
We saved his life. The best outcome is they cut off your arm and you become a surfing champion.
That's true. Dude, people are incredible with that.
I don't know if I got the gumption. Like these people who lose limbs and then they go on to be champions. It's like I figure, I guess I got a free ride the rest of my life. People got to do shit for me.
Right?
I only got one arm. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And then you see Jim Abbott pitching a no-hitter with one arm in the major leagues. You're like, wow, I'm a schmuck.
I saw somebody lifting weights and they only had half a body. How does that happen? How do you even do that? Or why would you do that? Like, that is a human spirit that I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's a tremendous credit to these people that do it. Like, if you ever watch the Paralympics, I mean, okay. Well, I suggest you take a couple of hits off that vape,
and watch
Mike, and watch the Paralympics.
I'm gonna make a point of it.
It is crazy the stuff these people are doing.
It is crazy. When you watch the Paralympics, does it look like there might be some cheaters out there?
I don't know. I mean, cheating in terms of what? Like you can't pretend to have another arm.
No, but the para. That would be, you can't cheat that. I'm talking about the Special Olympics. Yeah, that's where you could cheat, but you can't cheat in the Paralympics. You don't have a leg. You don't have a leg.
It's kind of. They kind of drew some lines in the sand on the old Paralympics. I think
they do. See, this is just the cheating I know about. I'm sure the cheating goes extremely deep. The people in wheelchair, like the wheelchair races. They would put tacks in their wheelchairs.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, because it would give them adrenaline. It would give you adrenaline rush. Or they would take out their catheters because having to pee like extremely badly also increases,
like urgency.
So they're just as big at cheaters as anybody else. They got to figure out a way.
Wow, that is grimy. Good for them.
Good for them. See, they are equal to us.
That's good stuff. And then what if they get caught? Like, is that really cheating though? Because tacks in your wheelchair, to me, that looks more like torture than like an edge.
Tacks in my wheelchair. I gotta pee. I can't race if I gotta pee.
Yeah, what do you want from me? I gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
I'm not doing anything wrong here.
So I'll put it on my calendar to watch the Paralympics.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. There's no need to wait for it to come around.
That's true. There's no need to wait on that.
Although it is an Olympic year this year. I'm
2024.
Yeah,
I guess so. Where is it this year?
Couldn't tell you for the life
of
me.
Paris?
No clue.
I think it's Paris.
Do we even care where the location is?
No. Okay. I don't.
Does it matter? I mean, the location's kind of inconsequential, right?
It's complete. Oh well, unless it's in like some place where it's hot.
Well, that's the thing. If it's the Summer Olympics, it needs to be in a place that's hot, and it's the Winter Olympics. You obviously got to have snow and cold. But where beyond that?
I mean, with the Winter Olympics, often it's it's cool to look at the country because it's usually beautiful where they're holding the Winter Olympics. But the Summer Olympics, I don't care if it's in Montreal or Tampa Bay. It's not. Yeah, it's meaningless. It's an arena with a track. It's an indoor gymnasium. It's like. I guess they do. What do they do outside? Nowadays they do everything. You got yachting.
They added sports.
You got so many. Now they're starting to dilute it, I think.
If they added pickleball, I swear to God, I'll be so pissed off if they got pickleball.
I wouldn't be surprised if not this year.
If pickleball is an Olympic sport,
do you think that pickleball will be done with?
Nope.
In a few years, because it's a fad, right?
No, it's here to stay.
Why?
I hate to say it. I don't know why. I can't for the life of me figure out why, but it's just one of those things that's going to be around for a while. And if you go to like a sporting goods store, one of the 3 that's left on Earth, and you walk in there and you see the tennis equipment and they keep shrinking that, but then you turn around and it's just aisles of pickleball shit, you're going, this is it.
Aisles of pickleball shit when it's like in tennis, the way your racket strikes your ball and type of strings and the tension and all this stuff makes a difference. In pickleball, it's a ping pong paddle.
Exactly.
It's a big ping pong. It ain't no difference. Pickleball.
People spend 20,000 hours honing their tennis strokes, their forehand, backhand, tops, all this stuff. This is glorified ping pong. It's a rib.
It's disgusting.
Okay, it will not become an Olympic sport for 2024, it looks like, but 2028, it's looking. Yeah, it's looking. Yeah. God,
it sucks.
Ew.
It sucks to watch. Like I can understand if you're old and you like to do something competitive and you can't move around good. You can play pickleball and you can pretty much hardly have to move the whole time. I get that, and that's what it was for years.
Poor man's sport.
It was an old man's. It was an old person sport.
Yep.
You know, you go out there with your wife and find another 75-year-old couple who, you know, and you could stand there and bang, bang. You can't play tennis at 75. It's I go out there now and it's like, this court is so big. It's so big. There was so much running. Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
I was thinking about building a tennis court on my property, and I started measuring it out.
Oh, were you?
Stop it! No. But the pricing on it was crazy. So my wife's like, "Well, maybe we build a pickleball court because it's smaller." I was like, "You hush your mouth. There's no way we will go without a court before I go building a pickleball court. Not gonna happen."
I'm trying to think. I mean, you see, I'm so out of touch. I wouldn't know how much a tennis court would be.
Oh, dude.
I bet I have no idea.
The quotes online that I was seeing was like 80 grand. Yeah.
That's
hence I do not have a tennis court
when you could go up the street and play for free. And it's
which
not
is
like a public pool. You know, nobody wants to go to a public pool, but you know, everybody goes to the public courts. That's what everybody. You know, there's other than the rich people who have their own.
I don't want to be around anybody though. That's the thing. And then when you go to the public courts, they've all turned into pickleball courts, and I got to deal with those assholes.
Yeah, I was going to say, up until pickleball, you could go to a public court, and nobody was there.
Be a desert.
It was a ghost town. Like, I played tennis right when it started to take off in America. That's when I was like 14 or something, and I started playing with my dad. I never had lessons or anything, but I enjoyed. You know, I played, you know, with somebody in my level, one of my friends back in the day for years, and it was great. You know, it was, you know. We could play, you know, decent tennis.
Yep.
And you know, pickleball.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you share my hatred of pickleball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you're
and keep in mind, I've never played, so I'm coming at it from a completely. I'm just been out of shape about it. So I.
See, I don't mind pickleball, and you probably didn't mind pickleball either because pickleball's been around forever.
Didn't even know about it.
Because you know, maybe some old people are playing. They used to play it in like PE. Mm-hmm. You know, so it was harmless, and nobody really played it. But now it's like everybody and his brother is like super into pickleball. It's like nauseating.
It's the cool thing to do.
Pickleball. It's probably just because it's called pickleball too. That's how shallow people are. They like to say pickleball.
One of these trends that people say, you know, there's something called. Rotting. I found out it's a TikTok trend that people are doing. It's called rotting.
With a D?
Rotting as in like ROTTING, like I'm rotting away.
Like
I didn't know this.
What do they do?
Okay. It's not anything crazy. It's bed rotting. It's a self-care trend that spread on TikTok. The term means to spend basically the entire day or even weekend in bed doing everything from napping and doom scrolling to watching TV and eating. But here's the thing. That used to just be, you know, like a nap or whatever. I'm going to lay in bed all day and not do anything.
Chill.
But now people are doing it and seeing how long they can do it for. So
it's a competition.
Yeah. So people will, quote unquote, rot for a week. 2 weeks if they can.
Oh, you got some good rot right there.
I'm just thinking to myself, like, do they not have jobs? Does nobody work? How can you just...
Can you imagine living, like, I'm sure these people live with their parents, living, like, with your parents and, you know...
Rotting?
And you've been in bed for 2 weeks, and your mom's not going to come in there and say, get your ass out of bed. You've been rotting for 2... That's not...
Instead, you're on TikTok showing off...
I'm the best rotter.
Yeah, I can rot so good. I've watched everything on Netflix and done nothing. I can't.
I mean,
it's that shit I weep for the future.
USA. USA. That's the thing with TikTok. It's like it gives you all this dumb stuff, and then when you see something like halfway decent, you're like, oh, that was good. It's the doom scroll.
Yeah,
the guy who invented the infinite scroll, he says, he's like, I ruined the world. And it's true. Like, I do it too. It's like, you know, I'm on Twitter. I'm just
nonstop.
Bam. Got to be something better next.
Feed me more.
There's got to be a good story next. Got to be good. But if I had to go, would you like to go to the next page? I'm like, God, no. This is an incredible waste of time.
What do you mean this next page? I got to wait for something else to load?
What? Scroll. Oh, yeah, we're the doom scroll.
Well, rotting. It's real.
Rotting. You're going to get a job? I'm a professional rotter, Dad. I'm rotting right now. What the fuck?
I don't understand. Maybe
world.
I don't understand kids, dude. Maybe I'm just,
You know what I think some of it is? I think there's more of a detachment between parent and child because of social media and smartphones. When parents who would normally be going, get out of bed and quit rotting, or like they're doom scrolling.
mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at the statistics of how long people spend on their phone, they ain't parenting. When I was parenting my kids, I didn't have time to be on the phone looking at shit. I was parenting my kids and playing with them and teaching them and doing stuff with them and eating dinner with them and talking with them. Now, people aren't learning, like driving, just the base. I don't think they're like, nothing's getting passed down, like morals and values and traditions. Nothing's getting passed down because nobody's taught that. I'm sure you've been out to dinner and seen the family of five like this. When it used to be the family, we're out to dinner, and you're talking, you're having fun. Ain't nobody doing that no more.
And I'm guilty of it too, because I'll be the one to pick up my phone also, and I'm just checking Bitcoin like 9,000 times a day. You know, like that's what I'm doing. So I'm no different. I'm just doing something else. I'm not watching TikTok and stuff like that. I'm just fascinated with my own things. You know, like
I mean, you know,
but the end result is the same. You're right. There's no
connections.
There's no connections.
How was your day?
Yeah.
Oh, that happened. Well, let me tell you, learn a lesson from this.
Yeah.
Nobody's learning a lesson. I think my kids, they were here, past high school. They all lived here several years after high school, and you were not allowed to bring your smartphone to the table. It's like that's for us to talk and enjoy the meal. And it's like no smartphones at the table. No, never. See, I'm not a strict. We are not a strict household. If you can believe that,
I can't believe it.
But never was any. If somebody checked their phone at the table, we're like, ain't happening.
Yeah, that's smart.
I think that's one. Like, there's no family dinners.
Well, like the tradition thing, I haven't even heard the word tradition in a long time. Like, for real, that's a word I haven't even heard.
Yeah.
You said that word, I'm going,
what's that?
Geez, that's a foreign word.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have traditions, unless the traditions are like way different than they used to be. Like the tradition,
probably
I don't even know what it would be.
Way different.
We were brought as a family together. I don't know what the traditions are now. And there also used to be like family heirlooms. I don't know if that's like a thing anymore. It used to be like grandfather clocks and all pianos and all these things that you'd hand down.
Pianos. Can you imagine being in the piano business right now?
Looking at the Apple Vision Pro and people are playing the piano on that and not having to actually get a physical piano. It's crazy.
Like that used to, a lot of people, you knew you would have piano. Nobody has a piano.
Bro, if you were a kid and you walked into a house with a nice, like, what is it, like Steinhauser or Steinheiser piano, whatever the brands were, you saw a nice, like, baby grand, you go, whoa, these people are loaded. Yeah. You don't just get a baby grand. That's, we get a Casio that you just, ding, ding, ding. It's got a, that was it. Baby grand.
My parents had a piano. It was like an older, like the stand up where it's like, it's got the big thing. It's not long.
Almost looks like a desk.
Yeah, and nobody knew how to play the piano in our house. I don't even know why we had it.
It was a family heirloom. You didn't even know it.
A couple of, like my sister took lessons, but nobody did. It's like, boy, if somebody could tell you when you're a kid, it's like, you learn to play that piano or that guitar, and man, when you get in, it's really going to help you socially. You're going to be cool. When you break out your acoustic guitar at the beach, you're the man.
Unless nobody cares and they're all looking at their phones like, what's this guy playing?
Oh man, what song is that?
What is that little instrument with strings that you got there? What lame. Why are you using that?
Somebody put it down some beats.
We tried to get our daughter to play piano. And
so did we try to get Berlin to play piano.
She just wasn't. It's just not her thing, and I respect that. Everybody's got to find their hobbies and stuff. So it was fine, but we really tried to give it a fair shot. And at the end of the day, all she wanted to do was play like one. She just wanted to learn one Taylor Swift song. That was all she wanted to do. And beyond that, so we're going. What are we going to keep paying for lessons for? If she has zero interest.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think all, like you should make your kids do a lot of stuff, even if they don't want to do it. And I think you should make your kids take piano. And if they don't, if you can tell they're not going to pick it up, then they're not. But they might, if you might get the kids, it's like, oh, he's gifted in that way, and he didn't know it. How do the kid didn't know it?
I would do that move where I would show her videos of there's that. 7-year-old Asian girl who's a complete prodigy, and it's amazing to watch. Mm-hmm. So I would put on those videos. I'm like, wow, this girl's so great at this. Look at how good she's trying to have a spark there or something like that. And she's like, yeah, she's really good. And that was it. She didn't want to be like her. It wasn't. Yeah.
Everybody's got their own deal. BBZZ, BBZB.
What?
BBBBZB. Subscribe.
Are you having a stroke?
For 30 months. I think it's 30. I can't see it.
30 months.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Are they still doing that watch streak on here? Have you noticed that this week? On Twitch?
They are still doing it. B Bumpy had a watch streak going. It was 30, and I forgot to give him props. I don't know if he's in it. Maybe now. Oh, he's there. Looks like it's a 31 streak.
B Bumpy. 31
streams. That's impressive. Very impressive. Kevin JK in the house.
What's going on the chat? What are people up to?
Usually the chat is talking amongst themselves and have no interest in us at all. It's it's a bunch of
We're background noise.
It's a bunch of people who get together and enjoy each other's company, and they like to talk amongst themselves. No.
So this is just a forum where they have,
it's kind of cool. Like, you weren't around for the other chat, and we've talked about how bad the other chat was.
Right.
It's like these people, we get together. We do the meet and greet once a year, which you weren't invited to. I apologize.
I'm aware.
You'll definitely be invited to the next one.
I'm busy.
It's there's no ever any fighting in this chat.
Why would they fight?
Because
why do people fight in the chat?
Why fight in the other one? Because they I don't know.
I would imagine because it was divisive. This is not a
maybe. There you go.
What are you gonna fight about here? We're just hanging.
We're just hanging.
I mean, I guess unless we talked politics,
and we do sometimes.
We talked about why.
Spit it out. It's good.
Here it comes. Why Mulvaney and him getting killed by the likes of Putin allegedly, and CNN is covering it oh my God, Putin's the worst person ever. But can we just stop and focus on how many people died that the Clintons knew? Yeah, nope, can't do it. All right, yeah, didn't think so.
I see. That's what gets me. Is that kind of thing. It's just what you're saying. It's like, if you live in Russia and the picture they paint of our leaders and the things our leaders do, they probably think of us as monsters.
Yeah.
Just as we think of Putin as a monster. And in reality, they're both monsters.
Right.
They're both monsters. Yes, Putin is a monster. These guys are just they just package it a little better.
Yeah.
Package it a little better under the guise of democracy. They're doing the most horrible things you can imagine.
Dude, I watched a movie last night on Amazon Prime. It is not a movie I had ever heard of, never saw it come up to theaters. I have no clue. I don't even know how to say the movie correctly, so let's just put that out there. I think it's called The Mauritanian. It's on Amazon Prime. It stars Jodie Foster. Okay.
Mauritanian?
Mauritanian.
Mauritanian.
Mm-hmm. It's Mauritian. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, So it's got Jodie Foster. And I didn't know what to expect. We're like, hey, we'll just watch a movie. And it's all about Guantanamo Bay and Gitmo and all that stuff. And it's basically showing this guy who the U.S. rounded up and put in that prison camp at Guantanamo. And he stayed there for years without being charged with anything. And they interrogated him. And all the stuff that they did, all the enhanced questioning processes, all this stuff. I was I was younger then. When all that stuff was going down, I didn't really fully take it in or understand it. Yeah. All you really do at that age when 9/11 goes down and all that stuff happens, you're pretty much like, America, fucking get them. I don't care what it takes, get them. And that's what they did. They rounded up these people and got them. And dude, this movie, the ending it's so sad. Like he stayed in prison. Like Jodie Foster's character is a lawyer, and she takes on his case, basically on habeas corpus, right? Like, but regardless, this guy ended up staying in prison for like 6 years. They had to toss his case. He was kind of like the catalyst to go, hey, they sexually tortured me. They waterboarded me. They stretched me. They did all these things, right? Yeah. And then, so he's set to get released. And at the end of the movie, they do that recap on like the black screen. And they'll go, then in 2022, such and such was released. So they do that little recap. And so he was set to be released. And then Obama got in office and they extended it. So he had to sit in prison for another 7 years. And then finally in like 2016, he was released. And he never got charged with a crime. And then at the end, it had stats about Guantanamo and the Gitmo prison. And it was something where at that time, again, don't quote me, but it was like 779 prisoners had been sent to that prison camp. Okay? Yeah. Alleged criminals, terrorists, whatever. I think 9 had died and 7 had been convicted and 3 are waiting on appeal or something like that. And by the way, that prison, I don't know what the current stat is, but I looked it up last night. It costs $540 million to run a year.
No, it doesn't. It costs $50 million to run a year, and they steal. They steal 500, but still, yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why they keep it open.
It made it the most expensive prison in the world, if I remember the article correctly. But I'm looking at this and I'm going, dude, like to be this guy, and you really they didn't have a case against you, so they just kept waterboarding you until you confessed to something. Yeah. And then you confessed, and then they go, well, you confessed, and you go, but I had sound pumped through my ears. I had a room that was 52 degrees at all times. Like all the stuff, all the torture that they put you through.
I mean, do you think these guys know?
And I'm American. Don't get me wrong, but fuck.
Do you think these guys know how to torture?
Oh.
They know, they've gone through the history of torture and gotten the best stuff. So torture right now is probably very effective at getting false confessions. It's not really, it never gets, people are going to say they did it no matter what. But that, like, I've read, I've done some research. I've read books on the Iraq War. It's like that people would come and say, hey, my neighbor, he's with the Taliban or whatever in Iraq, whatever it is. And they would take him to Gitmo sight unseen. This guy doesn't speak English. He's sitting there with his family, and his neighbor didn't like him, and they had a dispute, so he narked him out, and he's in Gitmo. It's like,
and those people would get like $10,000 a piece if you narc somebody out. So, like, because why? Yeah, if you're them, why are you going to narc them out for free? But yeah, if you got a neighbor that you don't like, not only can you narc them out for something they may or may not have done, you can also get paid off of it. Well, hell yeah.
I mean, how's that even going to be? How's it going to be legit at all? And so you're talking through some Farsi interpreter to some guy who's saying that some guy across the street is a terrorist. It's not even remotely believed. It's like not credible. And I think that's what it was. I don't know. Iraq had nothing to do with anything.
Well, this guy, see Jodie Foster in the movie, she ends up saying to this guy, she's like, look, we have to sue. And he's like, who are we suing? She's like, the United States of America, George W. Bush, and Donald Rumsfeld.
Good luck.
They won the lawsuit, right? And not that it really matters or whatever. And then I started thinking back to like Donald Rumsfeld and how I just don't know if I liked him or not. Like after 9/11, you liked every American politician and every figure in charge, and you always thought that they had the best for it.
You were probably too young,
and I was younger.
So I didn't buy it from the word go. When George Bush went, it's going to be a 10-year war on terror, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, are you shitting me?
You mean a 50-year war on terror?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we getting political? I don't want to get political.
I don't know how to, I don't.
But that Guantanamo, Jesus Christ. I had,
We're just like everybody else, if not worse, because we got the power, so we can do much worse things than anybody else. You know, Vladimir Putin was in charge of the KGB, so he's got to be a bad guy, right? You know?
Sure,
he's had people,
a very highly trained and skilled bad guy.
This going on. Well, you know, George Bush Sr. was in charge of the CIA.
Yes.
It probably kills more people than any other government in the world. And nobody ever even mentions, do you think George Bush was like a cold-blooded killer, had a lot of people killed? Nobody even mentions that. George Sr., reading my lips, ha, ha, ha. George and Barbara, a folksy couple. He was probably one of the biggest cold-blooded murderers you've ever met in your life.
Jesus. I didn't know until yesterday, Woody Harrelson, this is this thing I love about X, a.k.a. Twitter or whatever. I didn't know his dad was a former CIA operative.
I thought he was a hitman.
Well, he was a hitman.
A hitman, yeah.
He was a hitman who killed a judge, but I was watching this interview and like all signs point to him being a CIA operative. And I'm going, Woody Harrelson, the guy from Cheers? Like you don't equate the two, and it's like, oh yeah, his dad. And and Woody Harrelson, this interview I was watching, they asked him about it, and he's like, I don't really think we should talk about it too much. Like he didn't even want to give,
So Woody Harrelson, like he was in trouble, like on Saturday Night Live. They, because he was kind of giving some anti-jab stuff, but he knows. His dad was a CIA operative. He knows. He knows how shady it is.
The whole thing.
Who you trust more? I trust Woody Harrelson.
I got to tell you, I'd put my trust in Woody Harrelson too at this point in time.
Like a good guy. I never heard anything bad about Woody Harrelson.
Let Woody Harrelson run for president. What are we doing here? He's a little younger.
I'll vote for the Woody Harrelson, The Rock. I'll vote for anybody other than.
Okay, Woody Harrelson or The Rock? Who are you going with?
I'm going with Woody Harrelson.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take Woody Harrelson over The Rock.
Seems a little more grounded. The Rock could be Rock's just putting it all in act. He could be the complete sociopath. They're all sociopaths. Anybody who wants to be president is basically a sociopath.
How about those Trump sneakers, man?
Man, when this kind of things happen, it's like, yeah, this is definitely fake. The golden sneakers, the golden MAGA sneakers.
It's so good. He put out limiteds. Not many people could do that, and he sold out day one.
How many did he put out?
That I don't know.
It's like $3.99.
Yeah, $400 a pop. I mean, I'd buy a pair. I used to be a sneakerhead, so if I was a sneakerhead still, I would absolutely buy pairs.
They'd be worth something
for sure, and resell them on the sneaker market, make a mint.
Like when he came out with his cards, did you see his trading cards?
Yes, the NFT cards. Yes,
I mean he's like Superman and everything. It's like. He probably sold out of those too, didn't he?
I'm sure he did.
Oh, speaking of collector's items.
Oh, what did you get? You got a collector's item?
Collector item right here.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that shirt in a while.
Bubba Park.
Wow.
I could probably get $50 for this.
Maybe. Yes, somebody. That's pretty funny.
That was before your time, right?
No. I was there for that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I used to have to go hawk them on the street. Set up shop every morning at 7:30. I'm out at this parking lot. I'm here with the Bubba Park T-shirts. Come get them now, $25. And yeah.
Did when the cease and desist, did we stop selling or we just keep doing it? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I really don't recall.
So this is pretty much my career summed up. There's there's Bubba Cartman, there's big Ned. I don't even know which character he is, and then there's Cowhead Kenny, and then there's Manson as a tiny turd behind Ned.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so that was
I forgot about that.
Mr. Manson is a turd, and Ned is front and center on the T-shirt.
Again, you getting no credit for the character you developed.
Totally slighted.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I did not realize that.
Bubba Park T-shirt.
Oh, those T-shirt projects. Yeah, maybe we got to come up with a T-shirt.
T-shirt?
I don't know. What are we gonna? What are we gonna put on a T-shirt?
We'll have to,
I'm sure somebody in chat probably has.
Do we have a slogan? Do we have a catchphrase?
No, we're just hanging.
Can we come up with anything revolutionary?
Or do we even
hanging?
Or do we just do a dirty, raunchy saying on a T-shirt like so many other people do?
It's got to be. Yeah. See, that's the problem. I want it to be good. I want it to be clever. I want it to be. Let's do something with a noose and get in trouble.
Jesus. Jesus.
It's the hang. Like, come got a hangman take off. Like instead of it,
okay,
and then the bottom has got the hang, but some of the letters are missing. And then you got, I don't know, it's a double me and you both from the gallows.
I don't think people could wear that T-shirt around.
No.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make a noose on your garage door opener, or you'll get in trouble in NASCAR.
Yeah, I know, right? Even Halloween decorations where you see like a witch hanging from a noose or whatever, or a ghost hanging from a noose. I just always took that as a Halloween decoration. I never really thought that these people have any, and maybe one or two of them do have some intent behind it. I don't know. But for me, it's Halloween time. They're hanging a ghost from a noose. It doesn't, to me, it's just that. I always just take it at face value for some reason.
Because you should. And a noose is like for one of the Halloween parties, one guy came. It was after David Carradine. Autoerotic asphyxiated himself to death. And he came in a karate outfit and a noose around his neck. And it was a noose because people look at a noose, they know exactly what it is.
Yep.
It had nothing. It was David Carradine, a Halloween party. There was no lynching references. It had nothing to do with anything other than, well, there's a certain knot called a noose. It makes it,
Mm-hmm.
So
people tripped out on it.
No, around the part, no. But I'm just saying that if I was like a famous person and somebody got that photo, can you believe that? It'd be like, oh, it's like, no.
Was Carradine cross-dressing in that as well?
I don't remember, but he might have been.
I feel
I feel a little.
It's a terrible rumor to start if he wasn't.
I kind of feel like that might have been a thing.
I thought so.
Why do so many famous musicians and actors? Not so many, but a disproportionate amount, autoerotic asphyxiate themselves to death. Michael, what's the guy from NXS? Michael Hutchins. David Carradine. What's the guy from Lincoln Park? Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
What's the I can't remember these guys.
Wait, was Bennington? That wasn't autoerotic though. He was just that was just news.
That's just my opinion. My bad. I'm stating my opinion as fact.
Don't muddle opinions with facts.
It's like I think it was Chester Bennington. Like he hung himself something over the door, and he was sitting on the ground, and it was around his neck. It's like you don't hang yourself that way. That's slow strangulation.
I don't know.
Hanging is breaking your neck. They don't. When you hang yourself, you don't strangle to death. Like from the gallows, they break your neck.
Yeah,
and you die.
That's what they did with Hussein, right?
Yeah, gallows.
Yeah, they had that floor drop out underneath them. I remember watching it. Like they had sort of like that grainy footage that you could see, and then the news reports kind of cut it off or whatever.
Yeah, CIA fake grainy footage.
Yeah. You saw him there, and then just that floor just disappears like a slide at Adventure Island. The bottom just dropped out, and then
it's supposed to be instantaneous. Breaks your neck.
By the way, David Carradine, it does say in here he had fishnets and a wig.
I mean,
Wait.
I mean, that's just bizarre.
Police said he was found with his hands bound together above his head and rope around. So wait. So this doesn't even make.
That doesn't make sense.
Whoa. Hold on.
How do you can't pleasure yourself with your hands bound?
In a Bangkok hotel room? I mean, come on. This reeks of a murder.
I mean, how do you do anything to pleasure yourself like this?
Hold on. Okay. So it says, as the remains of it. Now, keep in mind, this is from 2009, so I'm not reading, latest or whatever.
Yeah.
A grainy photo of his limp body in a Bangkok hotel room in what appears to fishnet and a wig raises more questions about his mysterious death. The photo, which was printed in the tabloid Thai Wrath, shows Carradine's body suspended from a bar in a closet. Police said he was found with his hands bound together above his head and rope around his neck and genitals. Nearby on a bed is what appears to be red women's lingerie. Now it says, transvestite fetishes and thrill-seeking can be an integral part of autoerotic asphyxia, the deadly sex play that Thai authorities said killed the 72-year-old former kung fu actor. But these new details also add fuel to the Carradine's family's claim that the actor may have been murdered.
I think he was murdered.
It sounds like a Bangkok hotel room, women's wigs and fishnets, Thailand. Come on.
He got the wrong lady boy.
I think.
Yeah. Or maybe the lady boy, he was doing what David wanted and just went a little too far.
You stay right there. Meet me right back. And then
yeah.
they just take your money and dip and leave you.
And you're like,
yeah.
I think you're supposed to do.
Don't leave me hanging.
Hanging. It's the hang with Mike and Matt. That's what our T-shirt will be, a picture of David Carradine.
With fishnets and a wig. Hanging.
That's it. Yeah, we settled upon that.
72. Why are you doing that at 72? That man was over there in Bangkok in a hotel room with women's lingerie, fishnets, and all this stuff at 72. 72, you should be doing nothing. You should be chilling.
You should be chilling. Donna's theory is these guys, who have these these famous rock stars and their lifestyles, they need more and more and more and more to excite because they've done it all.
Yeah.
And so they go to the autoerotic, and maybe autoerotic is it's a hit or miss. Maybe it's a hit or miss.
Yeah. Well, you only hear about the bad stories. Maybe there's plenty of good ones where it's like, wow, this was amazing.
Has anybody ever met anyone who has done autoerotic asphyxia?
I have.
You've done autoerotic? I always pegged you for a guy who was strangling himself while he masturbates.
No. Not me. But think about this.
You know, survival.
Oh, yes.
Survivor.
Okay, let me just put it like this. In our travels of our years of being on air, doing what we did, we absolutely came in contact with people that did it.
A bunch of weirdos.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, and there was...
you talked to somebody who did
it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all the fetish cons and all that stuff that we did. And then furthermore, a lot of women are into the choking thing.
Yeah, but that's just choking. It's not a noose around your neck and...
That's
you
true.
better not like if you're a woman, and the guy's choking you, and you pass out, he's gonna stop. Hopefully he'll stop. He's not a psychopath. He stops, and you wake you up. If you're a guy masturbating with a noose around your neck in a house, and you pass out, you just die.
What a shitty way to be found. God, everything that David Carradine did in his career. All of it
out the window.
What are
you thinking of right now? David Carradine and fishnets and his dick, and with his dick out and ropes around his
genitals. Ropes
around his genitals.
I don't even have enough genitals to have ropes, like multiple ropes.
I need a small rope. Can we get some twine around
If it's cold outside, I don't need a rope at all.
I don't need the rope. I don't need the rope. Not today. No rope for me.
Wow. Yeah, David. Who knew? Yeah.
Now think of this.
Yeah.
You don't hear of anybody dying from autoerotic asphyxiation, do you? Really? Other than these famous people. You've heard of like a handful in your lifetime. Is that because with every person that dies from autoerotic asphyxiation, the family goes, "Oh, we're just going to say it's suicide," and the cops are like, "Okay, ma'am.
Interesting theory.
Nobody's going to come out and... Which is worse? My dad committed suicide or my dad died jacking off?
Yeah.
Which is worse?
I mean, okay.
I don't know which is worse. Suicide's bad. Well, my dad was a real, especially like your son. My son committed suicide. Makes you look like a bad parent. I guess they both make you look like bad parents.
If I was David Carradine's son, let's role play. If I was David Carradine's son and I walked into that hotel room in Bangkok, and I saw my dad, David Carradine, hanging from the closet with ropes around his genitals and a wig and fishnets and women's lingerie, I might go, gee, for the sake of my dad, let me go ahead and take that wig off of him. Let me see if I can cut these fishnets off and just put some of this stuff away. I don't want to tamper with a crime scene.
You are tampering with a crime scene, buddy.
But I'm also like saving him from this embarrassment that will be forever his legacy.
I think I'm doing the same. See, so it's probably...
But we'd be tampered with a crime scene. We'd probably get arrested.
It's rampant. There's rampant autoerotic asphyxiation deaths that everybody just covers them up because nobody wants to say, my son, he died jacking off with a rope around his neck.
I feel like that's a good kind of cover up.
Like, I'd cover it up. I guarantee Donna's, she's completely tainting that crime scene to make...
I would hope so.
You know?
Sometimes you gotta.
I mean, that's an awkward funeral. You know? Everything about it is awkward. It's like, everybody's just like, hi, we're here for the funeral. Your son was, it's like bad, right? He killed himself. Everybody's like, oh.
Yeah, if you went to even the David Carradine funeral, I mean, that had to be the scuttlebutt of the party.
Open casket.
Right? I mean, you had to be wearing the same fishnets in the wig as they found him.
Ropesies, that's how David would have wanted
it. For real, like, how do you go to that funeral and not talk about what just happened there? Like, you can talk about what a good person he was and all your experiences, but is anybody going to just tap the guy on the shoulder and go, hey, man, you heard about how he passed away, right? You heard about the ropes and the genitals and the fishnets and stuff?
Crazy. I did not have autoerotic asphyxiation on the list.
Oh.
Which I haven't got to. I haven't got to the list yet.
Well, let's get to your list next.
No, we've been going and going. Yeah, we got to get out of here. Not get out of here. We'll take a break. That was a tangent spectacular.
We're off on the segues.
The art of tangenting. All right. We'll be right back with a little more of The Hang. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
I don't know if I want to do this. Quit being a pussy. You want to live in the box or get crazy and go out of the box like me? I just don't know what to do. Jesus Christ, it's easy. Just freestyle. Throw me a topic. All right, buffalo chicken dip. Oh, man, like shooting fish in a barrel. Hey, what's up? It's Ned, and I just wanted to know where I can get some of that fabulous buffalo chicken dip from Back Nine Barbecue. Because I didn't catch the location the first 20 times you fucking talked about it. Jesus Christ, is this a radio show or a fucking buffalo chicken dip infomercial? I mean, seriously, we're talking about chips and dip, not the second coming of Jesus Christ. The hell is your deal? Do you have a stake in the goddamn Back Nine Barbecue IPO or something? Get over it. Is Dave giving you a his Andy for each tub of chicken dip sold or what? For crying out loud. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Lead rules. See how easy that was? All right, I'm going to try it. All right. And action. Are you just going to sit in here and watch me? Yep. Why don't you have any pants on? I spilled coffee on them. Now, come on. Time's a-wasting. What should I call it? Jesus Christ, I don't give a shit. I call it the Manson Minute. How about that, asshole? Just a minute? That's plenty of time for your weak-ass shit. We're rolling 55 seconds and counting. Hey, what's up? This is, Jansen. They call me Jansen. That's my gimmick, asshole. Oh, sorry. Hey, what's up? It's Manson. And here's a word of advice for all you so-called Christians out there. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep not reading your Bible. Keep not practicing the tenets of your faith. And keep pretending that you had a personal encounter with an invisible man who lives in the sky. Because if you actually start believing, if you actually start acting like God can really have some kind of impact on the real world, then you're likely to get thrown in jail. That's right. In this great Christian nation of ours, a couple just got put in prison for actually believing in God. These two nut jobs actually believed that if they put their faith in God and prayed, something might actually happen. They put the fate of their gravely ill child in the most unacceptable place, the hands of the Lord. Because as all good Christians know, praying for God to heal the sick is about as effective as crossing your fucking fingers. Everyone knows God will only help people who are already receiving medical attention from a qualified doctor. Then it's okay to pray. You pray, have your church pray, send out an email asking everyone and their fucking brother to pray. Because the power of prayer can work miracles, as long as it's done in conjunction with the best medical care on the planet. So remember, prayer alone is meaningless, futile, downright worthless. Why, as a matter of fact, it's downright criminal. Believing in prayer alone will get you put in prison. Because if you actually think God can do anything remotely tangible, the Christians will have you thrown in jail. Get those crazy motherfuckers, lock them up, and throw away the key, because they're guilty of the worst crime of all, making Christians uncomfortable with their faith. How dare you put our faith to the test? After all, what if everyone started relying on prayer instead of going to the hospital? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say people with life-threatening illnesses who rely solely on prayer would probably die about 95% of the time, giving Jesus a batting average of about 50. And if I was Jesus' manager, I would have no choice but to option him the single-A ball. So unless you want to see your divine Lord and Savior play for the Toledo Mud Hens, keep doing what you're doing and only use prayer as the gratuitous feel-good gesture it was meant to be. Because once again, if you actually believe in prayer or the devil or the Bible as the literal word of God, people will think you're crazy.
10 seconds!
The preceding announcement contained an abundance of common sense and rational thought. Please disregard it and continue leading a life of delusional hypocrisy. Thank you.
That's a wrap. Say Ned rules.
Why not Manson rules?
'Cause you're a jobber. Ned rules!
Tonight, on a special edition of Clem's Creek, Ned finally confronts his inner demons and gets some much-needed therapy from BRN psychiatrist Dr. Joe Saturday.
Come on in, Ned. I'm glad you finally decided to get some help.
Whatever.
Sit down. Would you mind signing my notebook?
Oh, not at all. Fucking Mark.
First.
Well, welcome back to the hang. You never know what's gonna. If you don't preview the bits, you never know what Ned's gonna be saying. It's usually It's usually not the fu word.
Oh,
he's
that
usually
Ned.
saying the other f word.
He's such a card.
Such a card.
How did the fake Ned? Now people loved the fake Ned. Don't get me wrong, but how did he never get his ass kicked for all the stuff? You know what I mean? Like, did anybody ever like put him in check?
No.
See, how funny is that?
I don't know.
Like the Ned bits, there would be some. Now it was comical racist elements,
Yeah.
but racist elements nonetheless on certain things.
Racial, not
Racial.
racist.
Yeah, racial.
Racial.
You're exactly right. Racial. My apologies. And there was elements of different things, homophobia. Yeah, it just had
The spectrum.
the spectrum.
Everything.
But yet everybody, like nobody ever put him in check. It was like, Ned, why do you have to say this? Or
Never.
isn't that funny?
Never. I don't know.
Tremendous
crazy.
work. Yeah.
Hang on, I got to open my Coors Light with my
The greatest invention ever.
the megaphone.
What are you, Jimmy Hart?
The megaphone.
Oh my God!
I don't know. How do you do this? How do you do this? Oh, I got it.
For people listening on Spotify and tune in, all that stuff. Mike has
There
a
we go.
megaphone with a built-in bottle opener. It's about the whitest thing you can get
That's how
at a store.
That's first world right there. Sorry you can't eat today, but I got a bottle opener on my megaphone.
On my megaphone.
Megaphone.
Oh my God, that is a pretty cool thing. Oh, so you had a list, or people were, I don't know what you want to do. We could do chat. We could go over your list because
I do have.
We've been
I
on
got
a
quite a list.
tear.
A tangent tear. Let's see who we got. We got AJ the Linger in the house. We got Beaver Smell Like Tuna. We got Ned's Navy as always. Kevin, JK, who bought me that megaphone, by the way.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, thank you, Kevin,
Nice.
JK. Dion's Bathtub. BBBZB. Amy Lynn, what's up? Amy, we got a chick listening. We got a
female.
chick breaking the mold.
That's awesome.
Beaver Smell Like Tuna. Brian, 2172. Triple Edge Sword. That's a good name. And there's more, but I can't go back that far.
Yeah.
Shano subscribed for 27 months. Thank you, Shano. Appreciate it. And that's Lady Stephosaurus. We got two ladies in the house.
Oh, man.
Two ladies in the house tonight. B Bumpy, of course. B Bumpy looks like he just jumped in to keep his streak going, and then he just left the computer on and just bail. See, we know what your deal is,
B Bumpy. No,
no, he might be. I'm just screwing with you. B
I
Bumpy.
wonder what B Bumpy does for a living. Do you ever ask them
I've-
what
B
they do for a
Bumpy is
living?
a
We've asked a couple people before just through stuff, but what do you think B Bumpy does?
I'm sure he's told me many times at the meet and greets, but I don't. I'm usually highly intoxicated. I don't remember a lot. Don't remember a lot.
I always like knowing what people do for a living. Just it's fascinating because there's so many different variations of
It's like the people on YouTube who just go up and, hey, what do you do for a living? They go up to these rich people and say, hey, what do you do? And the people end up taking them into their houses and giving them tours and everything.
Which is the strangest thing, and it also shows on some level how lonely rich people are.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's like,
somebody's gonna wants to see my house.
Yeah, oh, you're a stranger. You're asking me what I do, and I'm going to invite you in and give you a tour of everything around me.
And tell you exactly how much I make for a living, which most people don't want to do. Jamie the plumber traps a crab and squanching in here. We got Jamie the plumber says, "Fuck, I missed most of the show." Nah, man, you got another hour, and then you got the VIP going in another direction. What's up, F Coots? JCA 1978, the vampire Jeremy. What's going on? Jamie the plumber, 1,000 bits. wrong
1,000 bits.
Wrong button. Wrong button.
No, that should be the one.
1,000 bits. Manson is best. What's up? We'll give him a woo for Manson is best.
That's great.
Douglas don't care. I don't know what that means. Douglas don't care.
Douglas don't care.
All right. I think I'm pretty much caught up. My list, I was going to start out with talking about granddaughters. Granddaughters, are awesome. They're just fantastic.
What's the deal with granddaughters?
And then, you got to raise them right. Like our favorite new game is they like to go out on the swings there.
Yeah.
And we got a nice swing set. It's a nice metal, swing, not like a
some ropes hanging off of it.
It's just heavy duty. It costs back in the day it probably cost $300. We've had that thing there for 15, 20 years. It's a nice swing set, and they always go out there. And now I gather up pine cones, and while they're swinging, I throw pine cones up in the air and try to make them land on them.
Dude, that's rude. Some of those pine cones will hurt.
Oh, I know.
And they're,
I don't get.
Couldn't you find something softer to toss
There's
at
a
them?
lot of pine cones out there. It's like they love it. They love it, and it's all fun and games. But somebody's gonna get one in the face one day, and then it's gonna be bad news.
Yep.
But boy, I love the pine cone game, and so do they. And then they lean back, and they try to kick the pine cones as they come in.
Dude, pine cones. I don't even know. I don't even know where pine. It's gonna sound weird to say it, but I don't. I do know where pine cones come from. But doesn't it just feel like one day they just appear and there's just a giant pine cone and they're everywhere? It's like, where was their growth process in this to where they just, I always see them on the ground, but I never really see them in the tree.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
We got a lot of pine trees around
so
here.
So you
man.
always see them in the trees?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't look up enough.
And they got a little tiny pine nut in a pine cone, like each little thing out of a pine cone has a little pine nut in it. Have you ever had pine nuts? They're they're really good.
So you're telling me I could eat the ones out of here?
Probably. But so the squirrels, that's why you ever seen a squirrel how it eats a pine cone down to where it's just a drumstick?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're eating those pine nuts. They're not eating the pine cone. They're just like go through all that trouble to get that little pine nut.
I have so many high thoughts because I don't even know where squirrels go at night. Like, where do they sleep?
And
Squirrels.
where do they sleep?
Where do they sleep? I've been sitting like, I guess.
I wonder the same thing.
I've heard that they sleep in the trees, but
guess.
I've never seen a sleeping squirrel in a tree.
Like that, you can see like it's winter around here, so all the trees, the loss of leaves and stuff, and you can see the nests, and they have nests but I don't know.
Does it just look like a bird nest?
It's bigger, usually bigger. It's a little bigger, but I don't know. Are they just at their nest to raise their kids, or is it the squirrels go up to their nest every night and sleep?
So you wonder this too?
I do wonder these things. There's so many things I wonder.
And this is my time to be dumb too, by the way, because these are just thoughts that are rambling, incoherent thoughts that I'm hoping that don't make us look too stupid.
Hey, rambling thoughts are interesting.
But I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know these things and stuff that I don't really feel like looking up either. It's not that important. It's not like Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think anybody knows where squirrels sleep.
Even Wikipedia has no idea where they sleep.
Ink Spike just subscribed for 55 months.
Woo!
That's deep as heck. This one guy, we got a troll.
You're cool.
He's talking about you being a thief, and it's like I always enjoyed trolls. In my experience with streaming.
Yeah.
Because all the trolls do is give you the chance to tell the truth. And the truth, they're always like, "Oh, you've taken food out of my family's mouth," and it's like, no, my career, the best part of my career ever was after the sex tape, when I was doing mornings, middays, and afternoons on a station that was named after the show. And I thought we were going to be nationwide syndicated superstars with our entire fucking station. And then my boss cheated on the ratings, and that ruined my career. So thank you, buddy, for letting me have the opportunity to tell the truth.
There you
go.
go.
The sex tape has nothing to do with my career.
Dude,
my career was fucking rocking after the sex tape.
Sex tapes have notoriously made everybody more famous.
Oh,
and trust me, I'm the one that got screwed in that situation, more than you know.
In the sex tape hierarchy, everyone has made money and become famous with sex tapes, except one guy. And still, see, the sex tape at worst, at least the sex tape didn't bother him. It didn't affect his career. It wasn't the sex tape that, got rid of him. It was him being difficult to deal with. But then he came back like he always did. He came back with his own radio station on a shitty signal. Yeah. But it was his own station, and then he totally fucked it up.
Yeah.
So thank you again. He totally fucked it up. He cheated on the ratings. I should just have a loop. I'm just gonna have a loop. I'm on all my social media. I'm just gonna post every day. He cheated on the ratings, idiots. He cheated on the ratings, idiots. He cheated on the ratings and got blackballed. He cheated on the ratings and got blackballed. He cheated on the ratings. The one thing you can't do in radio is cheat on the ratings. You'll never work again in radio. Not the sex tape, you fucking morons. Thank you for letting me say that. You did a great job trolling. The greatest troll ever. Good job, dumb fuck.
But the best is their response be, yeah, but like it's always but
here's some lies. Here's some lies. Here's some lies.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, he's texting the big man, the fat man, right now. Going, he kind of owned me. What do I do? He owned me. What do I do?
That's not what I heard.
He's owning me, and I got no recourse. Because the truth is, he fucked his own career. The truth is, he fucked his own career.
Yeah. Well, Well,
let's move on from that.
I mean, it's also been, I don't know, like, I'm at a loss with it too, because I just don't. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. I can't. There used to be a time where I cared or gave a fuck. I just kind of.
After years, it's like. I just don't care.
Like when the government fucked me over, that's what I cared about. When local fucked me over, that's what I cared about. Not whatever dildo is talking shit. There's no controlling my destiny in that at all, right?
Yeah.
But when the authorities do things to purposely fuck you, that's the shit that got me fired up. This shit, I don't even.
Yeah, it never bothered me. The only thing that bothered me was like man, I can't win an argument with a moron. And it took me a long time to realize you can't win an argument with a moron or just somebody who's spouting propaganda. It's like, so fuck.
Well, that's the best part. That's where in life I think you realize, and this dude probably knows it, just doesn't want to admit it, but you just don't deal with morons. Like, it's so much better when you just chop out it's like getting rid of the cancer, right? You're just taking that cancer, just, you know, hey, great, I'm cancer free, right? So if you just get rid of it,
and free yourself.
Yeah,
free yourself.
Like, I haven't checked we talked about it before, but I haven't checked my Twitter in God knows how long. I have a burner account. Admittedly, I have a burner account that I use. I haven't checked mine because why would I? I don't want to talk to people. I talk to you. I no offense to any like, I've gotten a couple friend requests on my Facebook page. I haven't responded. I've got a lot of people in just that friend request thing, and I don't respond. And it's not me being mean or me being a dick or me afraid of what you're going to say. I just kind of don't like to talk to people. I like to talk to you.
You're a recluse. You're
very much so. And that's where I'm at right now. And that's where I'm going to stay. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of with you.
I don't.
Internet something guy says, be honest, Manson, you also parroted the F. Calton Spice message for a while. Yeah, look, I mean, how many times I gotta say, when you're in North Korea, you get propagandized. I was propagandized. I worked with somebody for 20 plus years. I was in there with 4 hours a day, more than I am with my own family. And you just go with the program. You go with, it's your job, and what are you gonna do? You gotta work against your boss? No, you go with the fucking program, and you got a good gig, you keep the good gig.
Yeah, and in all fairness, look at us. We get along great. We're hanging, and it's all good. I understand your position at the time. I get it, and
I mean, yeah,
I totally understand it. I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
See, in my opinion, it was like, well, I'm working,
and you still don't even know the truth.
I don't, yeah, and you don't tell me. That's fine with me. I don't, I knew my boss was a scumbag, but I'm like, well, I mean, he's not murdering people. That I know, he just kind of, I'm sure the people that put people on trains said the same thing. He just like, hey, it's my job. It's my job. And, I would, you'd tell me to mother F somebody in a song, and I'd mother F them in a song.
And I expected that from you, by the way, because I knew that's what goes on. Like, I know, I was a part of that operation. I know how it all works. I still know how it all works. I could be away from there for 30 years.
Yeah.
I know more about what's going on in that fucking operation than they do. Yeah. Because I've seen it. And I'm disgusted to be a part of it. The stuff that happened, the stuff that occurred, the stuff that if there's a hater or a troll who wants to bring up some shit, yeah, we can bring up some shit. It's bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, see, like for me, it was bad. It's like, he's a bad person, and he's a sociopath and a narcissist. And I didn't know half of it. I still don't know the half of it. But from my experience, I know what kind of person he is. I can't even imagine knowing the full of it.
Yeah, and look, there's other people on staff, myself included, that have been not so stellar people in certain regards, in certain respects. And and not until you distance yourself from that situation and distance yourself from that and kind of take a look back at it, and you go, oh man, that was on a slippery slope. Like that could have. Yeah. That's not cool. Like, you have to become a better person. So,
well, that's exactly like, for me, it was the Macho Man stuff.
Yeah,
it's like I got duped by Hogan and Bubba into thinking Macho was a real jobber asshole, a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing all this anti-Macho Man stuff, and people loved it, and it was funny, it was good. And then when he died, and then you separate yourself. You're like, oh man, Macho Man was a cool guy.
Yes.
These two guys were assholes, and I should never done any of that stuff.
And in reality, that's a microcosm of some of the other stuff. I mean, I'd been out to a gig before. I remember this guy coming up to me and wanted to kick my ass because of stuff that was said on the show. And I'm like, I don't know what you're even talking about. You know, we cover 9,000 topics a day or what not. Sometimes it would
sometimes only one.
But it was like his mom had passed away of some overdose or something like that. Yeah. And the cuck had gone off on some tangent and blamed her for this. It was some weird thing. And he wanted to kick my ass, and he ended up like crying because he was so emotional because his mom, who didn't do whatever it was that, had been blasted on the air for, however long, and no chance to respond, no chance of making it right.
Yep.
You can't just get an attorney and sue over it. You're taking a news article and you're spinning it. So it's this cycle, and I felt bad because this guy, again, he started off angry, and by the end of the conversation, he was in tears because of stuff that we said about his dead mother.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks. I feel badly about it all.
I might have got some singers on the dead mother.
You probably did.
Probably did. Now I'm sure Ned got some singers on the dead mother.
I mean, even us talking about David Carradine, I kind of feel badly because we're making fun of somebody.
Yeah, he's dead.
I know, but I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. See, yeah, I always, as long as he's,
I just try to be better. This is like at this point in my life, just be better.
I try to be better, but I still don't care about making fun of dead people. If you're dead, you're dead. Make fun of me when I'm dead. I could care less.
Michael, what's there to make fun of?
Oh man.
Yeah, you could care less, but your family might care.
Yeah. But they're not going to listen to this kind of stations that would be making fun of their dad. Who's listen? Like if your dad dies, you're not going to be listening to Bubba the Love Sponge and thinking if your dad was prominent that he's not going to get made fun of.
Well, at that time, it was a popular show.
Oh,
I mean, seriously,
no, it's a really popular.
So it was going to get back to you.
Maybe you're right.
Now you can just
find this healing through humor, man.
Yeah, now you just make up lies about people and just spread them as much and as frequently as you can. Like that's the name of the game. It's just make up a lie and stick to it and say it as many times as you possibly can within the allotted amount of time. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Well, let me see if I got this. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
I don't know. I may not have nothing. Oh. It's like I make fun of you even if you were like a friend of the show and you died. Do you remember this one?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bronco Rick fucking died.
They played this at his funeral. And they loved it. Ned giving the full intro. Jesus, Ned, come on. How about a little editing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bronco Rick's not here 'cause he fucking died. His heart couldn't hold out any longer. Yeah, Bronco went to sleep, but he didn't wake up. He's a goner. Went to bed, started counting the sheep. Died in his sleep. Now he's 6 feet deep. They couldn't wake him, shake him. He was a heavy sleeper, but he was gone. It's time to take him.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, this is good.
This is bad.
This is good.
He was a real good dude, yeah, Bronco Rick, he was a doy. But now Bronco Rick stiff as a board. He ate too much bad food, his heart said fuck it, and now he kicked the bucket.
He ate so much bad food, his heart said fuck it. He ate some smash, his heart said fuck it. His heart was getting no blood to it at all. 0 blood. Total blockage.
That guy, you would look at him, this Bronco Rick, and you'd go, this guy's not long for the world.
He's one of those guys with those big, it's like
that hard fat belly,
normal arms, normal legs, and that big, hard, fat belly. I think that's a big
That
indicator.
gravelly voice that you just go, oh, man.
If you got that going on, that pregnant belly and normal everywhere else, you're going to get a grabber and you're going to die.
You could do 9 million sit-ups a day for 19 years, and that thing's still going to be there.
Hard rock belly.
Yeah.
So weird.
It is
I don't even
weird.
understand, like,
I'm hoping
what's
I don't
up with
get
that fat?
I see like the guys with like the steroid gut that they get, that dudes get that are all, they used to be all jacked and then they get that little steroid gut.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, hey, that's steroid gut. Like you just chalk it up to that. But yeah, that hard fat, that's a whole different thing.
I think you got to work hard to get. You got to eat a lot to get that fat.
It's like
and I don't understand it.
Is it just 100 just carbs? Just all carbs?
I don't know. And how much you
I
gotta
hope I don't
eat.
ever get that.
I don't think so. I think if you've lived like you've lived, your whole life, and you haven't really ever been fat. Maybe you've fluctuated.
Yeah.
Got a little chubby in the face.
Sure.
I think when we were doing 2 shows, I got up to like 170 something. That's way fat for me. But like, I'm never gonna be fat.
Yeah. You're good.
I can't. No, but I could. I just don't. I'm not gonna gorge myself or eat horrible food. I'm not going to do that ever.
You won't admit to it, but it's because you're a little bit vain. And I think that's okay to say.
No, I'll admit to it.
Right? Like
I look in the mirror all the time. Yeah. You look
yeah, like you want to be able to not be ashamed when you take off your shirt.
Yeah, I am.
But that's because you're vain. You want to keep it. If you thought you were great, then you wouldn't have anything to strive for.
I'm not vain enough to ever get a trim waistline. I'm not fat, but I'd certainly not, trim weight.
What do you mean? You're saying you're not trim right now?
I got to roll. I got to roll around.
Stand
here.
up real quick.
This is a definite roll.
You see, to me, you look trim. That's not me kissing your ass. Like I don't. You look the same as.
I look pretty good with a shirt on. I've always, but if you don't want to see this.
Hey, you ever get hit with those ads on like Facebook and shit about like the T-shirts that go, "Hey, these T-shirts are cut and designed specifically so they don't show off your fat gut." And I'm going,
order 2.
Yeah, I might just want to try it just to see. Do they work? I don't know.
Because, you look in the mirror and you think that you look good, and occasionally you see a photograph of yourself and you go, oh, my God. Is that what I look like? I'm Quasimodo. Oh, my God.
Imagine being somebody really fat. And then imagine being somebody really fat and getting your stomach stayed on. Never mind.
That never happened. It's not the official story.
Worked out a lot. Diet, exercise.
With Hootie doing Legos. But to think not try to get back into it, but he the persona was him and Hogan were best friends, super duper best friends. But the reality was, he was just using Hogan and had no affection for him at all, and would throw him under the bus and sell him saying the N-word like that. If it benefited himself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can't talk about it.
Yes.
But there's a lot of, yeah.
All right, we'll move along.
A lot of things people don't know. A lot of things people didn't see. A lot of things people didn't hear. A lot of things.
A lot of things. Boy, a lot of things. Look, a lot of things a guy who worked there for 20-something years and was there every single day didn't know about, because I'm naturally not curious. I'm getting paid. I'm doing my job. I do, go there, have a good time, and I go. Don't tell me. I don't need to know what's going on.
People might have to subscribe to clusterfshow.com to get some of the really good stuff.
They must.
Because we're keeping it light here.
Keeping it light here. When we were going from Sirius to IO.
Mm-hmm.
See, were you this is all right. Let's do it. Let's make, rah, this can happen. We can do it. Or were you like, oh, you knew the deal already?
Half and half.
Okay, because I was at the meeting and I was like, all right, sounds good. Let's be the #1 internet radio station in the country and stocks and 1 million shares. Woo! That was, I'm just I was this sucker.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be the same as it was at Sirius. That like,
yeah,
that was lightning in a bottle. But that one wasn't going to replicate. But
something that could be hugely successful.
Yeah, so I just knew it was, I don't know. Like you hope, it's one of those things like you hope for the best, but you prepared for the worst. Yeah. And I was hoping for the best and preparing for the best and still ended up being the worst, right? Like, I mean, me fighting to get people paid, Shannon Burke,
yeah.
The Ledges of the world, the Shannon Burks of the world, all those guys, trying to just get them paid was a monumental task. And I'm going, these guys are like, Shannon Burke was driving from Orlando down, multiple times a week, not getting paid. And I'm going, you can't keep a talent if you don't pay. Like, it's just doesn't work. And Shannon's called me up and he's going, hey, I love doing it, but I can't do it for free. And I'm going, I know, I'm working on it. So I'm fighting to get contracts, like all this stuff that these people don't know about. And I'm just trying to do the best with this shit fucking sandwich that I was dealt. And it's like, you're in charge. Great. So now I've got to deal with specialty programming and all these different personalities and all this stuff. And what did I get out of it? I got 1 million shares of Radio IO stock, which is I get good enough to wipe my ass with. And I got an iPad. That was my big gift, was an iPad. Wow. And the reason I got the iPad is so I could listen to the stream at all times.
And devote your life to it.
Of which I did. Yeah. I was listening, in the shower, everywhere I was listening to IO and figuring stuff out and saying, hey, do more of this, do less of this, like really trying to figure it out. And then I had program directors calling me up, asking me questions about what we're doing and why we're doing this or what's the theory behind it. And I'm trying to explain that to them. When the Bone was flipping to talk, and Shark is calling me and he's going, so what do you guys do in there? And I'm like, well, you also have to have a call screener. And, he's like, oh, a call screener. Why do you need a call screener? I'm going, well, to screen the calls. I mean, especially if you're doing FM, terrestrial, you can't have a host and a producer. You got to have some, and they hadn't factored that into the budget apparently. So they had to go back to the drawing board and kind of factor that. It was just so mucky. And I was just trying to do, like, really trying to take pride in it, which was difficult.
And think about it. Okay, this is before fucking Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. This is before podcasts. This is before Pandora. This is before all that stuff. And we had, we had the morning show. We had the Shannon Burke show. We had Scott Ledger. We had the UFC stuff. We had tons of quality programming. Mm-hmm. And it could have been something huge because you're first in. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, like if the Spotify would just buy the fucking IO for $1 billion,
it just would have been an acquisition.
Like that, they were like this, and then look at all this content we got. We just bought Radio IO for $372 million, and we'd be like, woo! And that's how it should have gone.
Yeah.
But
the exit did not exactly go like that. And again, the exit plan for other individuals involved, I can't speak on. I'm sure it was better than our exit. So for people that I get it. Maybe somebody listening, maybe they're look at me sideways or whatever. I don't care. You don't know what you just don't know. And I'm not, I care not to explain it to you.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But you just don't know.
You don't.
And it's,
but usually, look, almost 100% of the time, because look, nobody gives a shit about you or me from like you, what, 10 years ago?
More
14, 12.
Yeah.
From me 5 years ago. If you're an average person, you know, people come and go on Reddit. You don't give a fuck. You don't like. Do you give it? You like? I hate this one guy who left my favorite show from 5 years, and I'm gonna troll him. No, it's the fat guy and his minions. You know, he's telling somebody. There's never a legitimate troll ever. I'm
gonna take the. We'll do the God route where it's like, I forgive you. We're gonna just flip it up on him. I forgive you.
I forgive you.
It's okay. I forgive you. I don't know.
I'll set up a booth outside a studio that says "I forgive you."
I forgive you. It's
forgive you.
okay.
We'll sit down.
You know not what you do.
He knows it. Yeah. All right. I don't know. All right.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You got stuff on your list?
It doesn't matter. I don't need. Do you have? Do you have
your email?
Shut up. Do you have your 2 best things you saw on the internet this week?
Yes.
Oh, good for you, and I do as well.
Oh, okay.
But that's not. No, that we can do that like for the VIP or something.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. We're not pressing. I'm just saying I got mine.
Okay.
Just want to know if you got yours. What were you gonna say?
I got mine. Yeah, and it one's like old school. Like I didn't see anything new on the internet that was like crazy to me. That was
I
new.
didn't see anything new. Mine's old. Might be old too. But
Yeah.
but it's something new to me. I know it's old, but it's new to me.
One of mine. And I guess we don't even have to go there because it's old hat, right? But it's Britney Spears dancing. It's just a new video of Britney Spears dancing.
On like now dancing?
Yeah, it's just
her crazy dancing.
Yeah, her crazy dancing where she's burning a heater and just looking like an old stripper, just getting loose. I'm loving it. It's so funny to me. I can't imagine it any other way now.
And it's like a lot of people are looking at that and saying that Britney, you know, she's got some screws loose, and it's like maybe Britney's just trash.
Yeah,
she's just trash. Yeah, look, she's just trash. Well, nothing wrong with that. Just a little trashy.
Like
trashy
embracing
dance.
it.
Good for Britney. She's letting.
Good for Britney.
She's not controlled. She's letting loose.
I don't want them doing to Taylor Swift what they did to Britney. I'm going to protect Taylor at all costs. No, I don't really give a fuck, but I kind of do because the media will they'll beat the shit out of somebody until that person is at their breaking point, and then they'll go, oh.
Yeah.
And then they do a mea culpa on it, and they try to like have sympathy, but it's like the media, you're the one that did this to begin with. You know, so like what they did to Britney, she went crazy because, yeah.
You've seen the South Park about that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you
Same
see,
thing.
Taylor Swift, I think, is too
smart.
She's too smart. She's got, you know, like her dad probably runs the whole show. You know, he knows how to protect his daughter, and she's managed to stay away from all this shit.
I hope so, because I mean, on that Super Bowl and leading up to it and everything, like you could have either looked at Taylor Swift like, oh, she seems great, that's awesome for him, or she was the devil. It's like, why is she the devil? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean,
here?
I don't care. And, you know, I never cared about Taylor Swift as far as like hating her at all until she started fucking dating Travis Kelce. And it's like, it's like, it's so fake. It's so fake.
But
it's the
not
fakest shit ever.
But,
now I got to watch. I don't want to watch it. I was fine ignoring her and enjoying some of her music.
But you're not watching it. The media is making you watch it. There's plenty of couples out there. There's plenty of romantic couples.
I'm mad that it's forced upon me.
Right.
And look, it's so fake. It's all fake. Have you seen the videos of Travis Kelce after the Super Bowl?
Oh, we get into a T-Swizzle thing? All right.
You know, he's singing low places. And he's Viva Las Vegas. He's a Cro-Magnon. That's not her type. It's obviously fake.
That's not her type. She should date a nice young boy.
Yeah, I mean, and
more
her
type.
And you know, they're really total swifty it up here. Like, you know, she's been with like so many guys. Is it all fake? It's all just fake, like prom, you know, because like, you know, if it's not fake, she's like a real whore. Hey, like she just like dozens and dozens of guys. It's like.
She's what, 30 something? Like, what are you gonna date guys? It's just every guy that she's dated is running in her, you know, is a famous kind of guy, and it doesn't work out. And
I don't think a lot of girls date as many guys as Taylor Swift. She dates a shit ton of guys.
How many exes do you think she's got?
I think she's got 30 exes. Okay, we'll go 24.
Hold on. I'm going to type in list of Taylor Swift exes.
I bet it's a shit ton.
It's
a new one every year.
Dude, when I was hitting the clubs hard, it would be a new one, all the time.
But you're a male.
Oh shit, she does have a lot. Wow. All right. It says here Lucas Till, Matty Healy. No. I think he's the lead singer in 1975. Great band. That was brief. It was very brief.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can count that.
Is that Chocolate? Does 1970?
Yes.
Oh, it's a great song. See, when I was to interject, Matt.
Yeah.
When I was doing Ned in the afternoons on 98.7 or whatever it was, like I would do a thing where they'd start playing some Pink Floyd and I'd do the record scratch and go, fuck this shit, I can't fucking take this, and I play something like Chocolate from 1975 because being out of the box.
Yes,
I wanted to force people to listen to different kind of music.
Yes, I'm with you.
I don't know how successful that was.
Well, but it would have been if Homeboy hadn't cheated on the ratings. You see,
I had people calling me from all across the country on my toll-free line. That I had in my fucking home studio. 1 o'clock on a Saturday night, me and Donna watching, TV, and I jump the cat gate and get into my studio. Hello, it's fucking awesome. He fucking took that from me. He fucking took that from me.
Well,
fucking motherfucker.
Did we? Well, we still got to talk about that offer.
We look at us.
We got to talk about that offer. That one from before.
I got to,
Just saying.
Something that you might not know about too.
Really?
Yeah. The thing is,
have you been hiding an offer from me?
Not for now. It's but it's like from like a solo kind of deal.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to.
Good for you.
I'm not gonna move. It's like I ain't gonna. It's like I don't. You'd offer me $1 million a year, and I'm not gonna move. I got granddaughters here, man. I got a house. I got horses. I got family.
Move them all.
I got mom. I got a mother-in-law. I got aunts. I got everything. I'm not moving. It's like.
Well, should I? Okay, let's just be real. Should we just? Because we've been talking about. I think this was like pre-holiday or something like that. When
I
think
so. I think so.
The first offer, and string along, blah blah blah. Should I just tell them no? Like seriously,
it's kind of like nice to have it hanging in the air.
I know, but
look, see, it's.
It would be nice to do what it is that we were talking about doing on that signal. Mm-hmm. Doing that for that would be cool. That would be interesting and surprising to a lot of people. But do you want to do it?
But
just be honest.
No.
Okay. All right. Then I'll tell them no. Because it takes it. That one's a group deal. That one's a different deal. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Are we gonna fight right now? We're gonna fight about it.
No, we're not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight. Trace said. I can't remember what we were talking about. We're talking about the hang, and he's like, I wouldn't be surprised if you and Matt left each other and became a gay couple.
Why would he say something of this
sort? I don't know. He's very perceptive, though. Trace comes up with some interesting things. It's like, why? Just because we click? We click. It's like.
Do you know how hard it is to find another man to click with?
It's so hard.
Maybe he's right. I don't know. It is difficult to find somebody who you can have a conversation with, and maybe he's right. I don't know.
It's I don't in my lifetime, I've known about 5 guys that I can just vibe with for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother-in-law is one of them, and Dale Doe from the Power Pig, and Jason Dixon and Pat Loro. Some guys that I could just vibe with. Bam, 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 bam. For 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's
not. And that's it. And half those guys are dead right now.
Well, maybe Trace is right. I don't know. Look, it is for anybody listening. think about just going and like, there's certain guys that you have in your life or buddies during stages, or if you're like in the single phase of your life and you got the buddies that are going out and you're going clubbing and all that, and your conversations center around that, or it's like, oh, we're gonna pick up some chicks tonight. Like that's what it is. It's vapid. It's it's empty. There's nothing. And then you move on through the different stages in life, but like, it's rare to find somebody that you can pretty much talk about anything with at any given time and have that person roll with it. Like that ain't easy.
It's not, and that's just, like in life, it's always been one of my favorite things to do is like just converse. I'm not a big talker, but I love to conversate. I'm not a big blowhard talker, but I love to conversate, and I love to laugh. That's my favorite thing to do is to laugh. Like, when we, I always like family game night was always my favorite. Let's get high and let's play some games.
Family game night, let's get high.
This is when they were older.
Okay.
Well, actually, like I remember one time I took Berlin to a soccer tournament. She was 14. And I was like, so I got to spend the night, with Berlin in a hotel room. And so I brought a board game. And I was like, Berlin, I forgot something in the car.
You went got high?
Oh, and I totally blazed up. I had the time of my life with her. We laughed so much.
Thank God marijuana is medical marijuana is legal now. Like, I say that half kidding. Like, thank God it's legal for guys like you, but it's sad that it's legal for other folks who are doing nothing and just getting high. Like that's the rub.
It's like I don't think I would ever smoke marijuana if I thought for a second it impeded me as a father or an employee or a husband. Right. I would never do that.
You just want to laugh and have a good time with it.
To me, it's always just accentuated life. It's like I'm life of the party, It's like if I went to a party, like, I'm kind of introverted by nature, but if I smoke weed for a going party, I'm just like, hey, I'm bam, 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 instant party. I always call it instant party,
Oh, man. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I think we're talking about Trey said we're gay for one another or something like that. Oh,
yes, being gay.
Why would he say such a thing?
He's a total dick. Like, I'll be saying something like, I was like, oh, so, I couldn't get my hair to go right. And he'd be like, yeah, I've noticed you're really into your hair lately. He's such a dick.
I told you at the Halloween party, I'm getting pelted with stuff. And I was like, what the like, it was weird. It was just like I would get hit out of nowhere with like a ping pong ball, but nobody's playing ping pong. And I'm like, what the hell? And it happened like twice or whatever, and then 3 times. I think by the 4th time, I think I kind of noticed it. And he's like, haha, you didn't notice me throwing these ping pong. I've been doing it all fucking night. And I'm like, thanks, man. Good to see you too.
He only teases you because he loves
you. He's good people, man. Look, I'm excited to reconnect.
He's a good dude.
That's the things, like, just good dudes. I don't know. Like, I don't know how many. I don't know. Like, you got to like question your friend group. Like, everybody listening. Like, if you were to look around your friend group and go, how many good dudes? How many bros? Like, how many, really solid individuals do you have? I don't think anybody would say more than 5, right? If you got like 10 or 15 good bros that you can tell everything to, God bless you. But I don't think that would be correct. Like, there's no way you got 15 people in your life that you can have the same conversation with and
I don't think so.
Tell them all your baggage. It would be mind-numbing to tell to 15 different people.
It's like I always think like who. Like, of your friends, like who are you? If you get a call at 3 a.m., who are you going to bail out of jail? And it's like for me, it's almost nobody other than relatives, like friend wise. It's like my friend Brandon who did the bar show. So like, he's been, we knew him during soccer. He's like just like a salt of the earth guy. Mm-hmm. It's like that guy would do anything for you. And so he's like the only guy, maybe you, who I'm going to go bail out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully I don't need that.
Yeah. He's not going to need it either. But it's like, he's just, there's some people who, are just good friends.
Here's what would happen. I would call you and you wouldn't answer. And I'd get a text from you like 2 days later, like, Hey, man. What's up?
What's up?
Haven't had my phone on me.
So sorry.
I feel like so much has happened in the last 48 hours, and you didn't have your phone on you.
So sorry I didn't get your bailout text.
You're so great about the cell. Oh God, what are we doing? We want
I
to.
think we're gonna wrap it up.
Let's wrap
we
it.
We need to get fresh drinks. Thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Oh yeah,
the hang.
All right, so a couple takeaways here. One, I'm going to tell that off or no.
You can what? Oh,
okay. As long as we're in agreement.
Guys, with our resume, it needs to be.
That was pretty good. I mean, I'm just saying, it wasn't. It's not like
you're gonna nasty. You're gonna make me guilty now.
It's okay. I'm going to say no.
I need
politely.
Okay. I need.
We'll leave the door open.
Yeah, we leave the door open.
All right,
we'll leave the door always open.
All right.
All right.
And then two, I forget two.
Good, because I forgot it as well.
All right. Oh yeah, I know what it was. Download us on Spotify and tune in and all that stuff. Look us up. We had a record amount of downloads last week from our latest episode. So
sweet.
The growth is tremendous.
It's like I just don't even understand how anyone would not want to listen to this program. I don't even understand. I can't even fathom it. I can't fathom it.
This verbal diary of segue after segue.
Oh my God! It's like orgasmic segues. and then we take a break and I let you guys hear my 9-year-old granddaughter rapping. See, I mean, who else gets that?
What else can you ask for?
What else can you ask for? We're going to do some VIP on the...
Yeah. All right.
ClusterFshow.com next.
Tongue twister.
We're gonna
This is the song Tongue Twister.
We're gonna take a break and come back on the VIP after you get to enjoy my 9-year-old daughter rapping. And if your 9-year-old daughter yes.
Rabbit wants to know how they watch the hang.
What? Who? Oh, the OT on ClusterFshow.com. I mean, thank you. I think Matt said it. I didn't even say my own fucking website.
Yeah, ClusterFshow.com.
I got my own website, and I'm just I don't Today I did 45 minutes. I do a thing where I play old ass bits. Some of them are shitty and everything.
Yep.
We talk about it, and they always lead to stories like the South Park shit I was talking about today, because he made me do Banned in the USA. I'm gonna play that right now. It's it's my job. He'd be like, all right, Madison, I want you to do the T-shirt got banned, so we want to do Banned in the USA. Which is Bruce Springsteen going, Banned in the USA. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
So you're going to play this terrible one right now
I might.
For all the fine folks.
If it comes up, it probably won't come up. It ain't coming up. No. I was a big hype job, and I got nothing for you. I'm gonna continue to play my granddaughter's rap, and we'll be right back with the VIP on ClusterFshow.com. Probably 15, 16, 17 hours that is unavailable anywhere else in the world.
Exactly.
In the fucking world. Jesus.
So exclusive.
I mean, I don't even understand. I mean, I can't even fathom. I gotta
So
go.
exclusive.
I gotta go.
Tongue twisters. Tongue twisters. Yeah. Seashells by the seashore. Connor came and crushed the competition. How much good would a chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Had a bit of biscuit out of biscuit out of butter. Yeah. Connor came and crushed the competition. Yeah. Seashells by the seashore. Batter, butter, biscuits, butter out of biscuits. So everybody ever thinks. Tongue twisters are so hard. Not if you try. Not if you try. See, like, how much good would a chuck wood? Yeah. Sell seashells by the seashore. Sell seashells by the seashore. Connor came and crushed the competition. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers. Batter, butter, biscuits, butter. Tongue twisters are my favorite thing. Oh, yeah. twisters, tongue twisters, tongue and twisters. Tongue twisters are my favorite thing. Drop that mic. Seashells by the seashore. Connor came across the competition. Hyper hiccups, something, something, something. It starts with an H.